All right, greetings to the 12 tribes of Yashara that are scattered to the four corners of the world. Greetings to Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Manasseh, Simeon, Gad, Zebulun, Asher, Issachar, Naphtali, Reuben, Zebulun. Anybody else I missed? Sorry because I'm flowing off the top of my head, but greetings, greetings, greetings to the 12 tribes. All right. And to those that are grafted in. So I'm going to make this video. I'm making it on a whim because I actually planned to make another video, and the Most High led me to make this video, and he wanted me to make this like ASAP. So I'm not even presentable to to show my face, but I wanted to just title this they basically don't believe the hype or don't get caught up because they worship the black sun. The black sun is who they worship. Everyone's talking about how Putin has released these artifacts showing that there are that Christ was really black and the disciples and everything. These people have known that. He didn't find this. I want to show you, he didn't just stumble upon this. This is a video that I'm going to show you guys, and you can see right now this was posted 15 years ago, and this is on YouTube. It's had 141,000 views, posted 15 years ago. And this is about, it says here, the Peshkin Museum has put together a rare collection of 130 religious icons dating from the 14th to the 16th centuries, known as the Golden Age of religion in Russia and religious arts in Russia. So they already knew this. They already knew this. Let's play this video.
It's an exhibition which feeds the senses. Everything is so grey outside at the moment, and here suddenly it's a feast for the eyes.
And it's a feast that marks 100 years since religious icons started to be recognized as works of art. Before then, they were mainly viewed as religious objects, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time and added layers of paint.
When we learn
I always forget to say this, fair use. These videos are being shown for educational purposes only, fair use.
learned how to remove the dark layers, we discovered underneath an overwhelming beauty.
I want you all to pay attention that she said that they learned to remove the dark layers. So they removed layers from these paintings already.
Such an extent that it shocked André Matisse, who was in Moscow at the time. He said, "It's here that artists should come to learn to paint, not to Italy."
But today, only a small number of these masterpieces remain. Most were destroyed during the Soviet era.
These icons are the survivors. If museums hadn't saved them, they wouldn't exist today. There are 50,000 icons in Russian museums. Before, there were millions.
Yeah, they were destroyed when they enslaved the people. Enslaved the people. Okay, so I want to show you all. Hold on. How most of these images of Christ is going to have this glow or this that like this glow around the head because they worship the sun deity. Look at this one. This is a black image of Christ with the sun or the glow from behind holding up that right hand, just as the Baphomet does. So this is all he is telling us is that it's not about the true Christ. That's what everybody keeps getting confused. This is not about Yashaya. This is about HORUSTAMMUZNIRNIMOROD. This is about that person, the black sun, the sun deity. All right, here's another image. This video is from 10 years ago of the Pope praying to a black Christ and Virgin.
Moment, of course. So then they went into the library, and Pope Francis gave Pope Benedict XVI a small icon of Our Lady of Humility, and he said, well, the first person I thought of when I saw this icon was you. Well, of course, again, expressing and extending his gratitude for the 8 years of his papacy. And they went on into a very informal lunch, and then he flew back to the Vatican with the same helicopter. Well, I must say, to the great disappointment.
Okay. So, and we know, you know, we've seen images of what they have underneath the Vatican. They have even more images. They have a whole museum underneath the Vatican in the basement of all the artifacts that they've taken, showing the true depictions of Christ. Here's one more.
Say goodbye to old costly cable TV once and for all. This revolutionary invention gives you access.
This image is very dear to most Polish people.
He said this is dear to many Polish people, but this is also, you know, the Black Madonna. So, which is, you know, supposedly the Virgin Mary, but this is who they're worshiping. This is the black sun god. You got to remember Nimrod. This is ancient Egyptian. This is ancient Egyptian. Nimrod was a Hamite. He was from the line of Cush. They were very dark, melanated people. And he was worshipped in the earth as God. Okay, these are his these are depictions of him with the sun over his over here. He's always seen with the sun behind him or the sun over his head. The eye of R-A or the eye of H-O-R-U-S. This is also of him. And then, you know, we see the sun there as well. Here's another image of him. This, see, they want to get everyone, I'll go into it a little further. This is another image of him. The sun deity. Here he is again, the black sun. R-A-I Nimrod or Tammuz. And here's an image of him. This black sun symbolizes their power. This is ultimately, we know who they worship. We know who they're who is behind the scenes. They worship the sun, God. They worship the planets. They worship Satan. They worship Saturn, the planet. So we're gonna get into all that. Did you all know that a lunar eclipse, if you take a picture every hour, you will see that it makes a figure 8. A figure 8 is made in the sky when a lunar eclipse takes place. And also the occult or the Freemasons, they believe that birth comes from the sun and the moon lining up together. So let's read a little bit from this article. This is from space.com, and it's just talking about some astronomical occurrences. It said that the April 8th solar eclipse will bring weird sights, sounds, and feelings. A plethora of strange phenomena. Okay, really. So I'm not going to even read all a whole lot of it, but okay, so right here it says, in the current most scientifically enlightened times, we've abandoned such supernatural explanations, but rejoice in the concept of star-eating dragons. Doesn't mean that the total solar eclipse isn't capable of throwing up some unusual phenomenon that may leave witnesses scratching their heads. So yeah, there's gonna be a dragon, like the dragon constellation is going to be in the sky. In addition, we're gonna have, at the same time that this is taking place, the DEVIL comet is going to be passing through the earth at the same time. So that will be visible when the sky is darkened. On top of them, cranking up Cern, firing 3 rockets directly into the path of the eclipse, unleashing trillions of locusts and all. So, this is all what's going to be going on simultaneously at the same time. And then they're sacrificing multiple red heifers in Israel at the same time. I want to just focus on, I had it highlighted where it said right here, a corona will appear as white streamers surrounding the blackened out solar disk. All right. And so the eclipse may also reveal solar fragments of plasma and molded by solar magnetic fields extending out from behind the moon. And I read another article that said, be prepared for, like, if you see a geomagnetic storm, or if you see meteors start falling. And but corona, see, they've been planning for this day, allegedly. They've been planning for this day, and bringing us into their ritual even back in 2020 with the corona, what. They gave it that name for a reason. So, it's talking about, yeah, well, right here it said, it's talking about the comet, and then it's saying you might see ferocity of explosions of material bursting from it. And shadow bands are some of the strangest effects associated with solar eclipse. This alternating light and dark bands can sometimes be seen on the ground in buildings along the path, but then it says something about you're going to see objects that can look almost alien. Objects that can look almost alien. And then so it's saying animal behavior is controlled. So basically it's saying that animals are going to start acting weird. And it said that this may even cause people to act weird, or even get anxious or fearful. During the total solar eclipse, one project that will be attempting to will better to understand is the effects of the eclipse on wildlife. The multisensory approach will make recordings of sounds heard in the sky as the sky falls dark, and also written accounts of what is seen, heard, or even felt. So what's supposed to be seen, heard, or felt by watching the eclipse? It isn't just animals that will potentially get spooked by the darkening skies of the total solar eclipse. Humans can also be emotionally affected by these events. And NASA advises that if sky watchers aren't too busy looking for bellies, beads, diamond rings, or shadow bands, they should take a look at the people around them and observe if anyone has a deep emotional response when the sun goes into totality. So it's saying that you're going to see people start acting weird. And of course, these shifts in their emotions are temporary. But I'll link this so you all can read the rest of it. But they're saying expect some weird behavior, and apparently people will start freaking out. So now we're going to go into their religion, how the entire world, if you are not calling on the name of Yashaya, the only true and living power, you are worshiping Satan. Okay? All religions are worshiping the black cube, which is the planet Saturn. All right. So you have I'm gonna start with the three Abrahamic religions. You have the star of the Jewish six-pointed star. All right. And you can take this black cube that represents Saturn, and you can put it in the middle, turn this cube sideways a little or turn it up and put it right in the middle of the Jewish star. So for instance, right here, you can put the cube in the middle. So then you have this cube, which is called the cobblestone, that is being worshipped in the middle of Mecca for Islam. All right, they circle around it, they pray to it every day, they go kiss the stone. So you can fit that, take that black cube, it represents Islam, it represents the Jewish religion. You can take the cross, you can take the Christian cross, fold it up, fold up these two sides and fold up the top and the bottom of the cross and make it into a cube. You can take the Kabbalah and put the cube there. The cube will fit right in. And then you take the Church of Satan, which is the Baphomet, and also you can fit the cube in the middle, and you have another six-pointed star, which goes back to Judaism. This is their star, the star of their power. Rephan that's mentioned in Acts 7:43. So all in this this is the metaphon or whatever, and where we get the meta from, like metaverse. Once again, it goes back to the cube. So now I'm going to show you how a lot of these businesses have it in their symbolism. And a lot of people change their logos within the past few years. So here is Amazon, and we see that it's a box with an A in the middle. But I remember I passed by Amazon and I was like, I automatically saw this and knew what it was. So I got a picture of it. And all it is this Freemason symbol here. And all you have to do, you can put the I, standing for the I of RA in the middle, or the G, which stands for Gomer, or stands for it stands for Gomer, or it stands for like the grand architect, the master builder. But all you have to do is flip this A upside down and it's a G. But this is basically the compass going up and going down there. Now you have Facebook has changed to metal, and this is their symbol. You have Elon Musk that has changed Twitter from this to this symbol. So all you have to do is put a line across here and put a line across there. And it's basically the same symbol as Facebook. Then you have Elon Musk. This is the symbol for Neuralink. And I noticed this like last year, and I took note of it and I did a little study on it, but it wasn't the time. But this is the time to put this information together and put it out. Because I looked this up because I want to know, what was this? Why was everyone changing their symbols? So I found something called runes. RUNES, runes. What are runes? They are magic. They're used in magic and mythology. Runes are ancient alphabets. The word rune comes from an Old Norse term meaning a secret letter that was used for casting spells. Writing itself was often seen as magic by other peoples who had no writing systems of their own. So there are 24 symbols that are used for writing in Scandinavia and other parts of Northern Europe. All right, so I'll link this. I'm not going to, read too much on it, but basically that's what it is. So we're going to look at this particular one because this is the one they're using. This is the one they're using that makes that figure 8. But we see, I'm not going to say the name because remember it said it's an ancient writing system, and each one of these are actually words that are casting spells. So I'm not going to say the name, but this word right here, this is what everyone changed their symbol to, and we see that it's in the middle of a cube. It's in the middle of a cube. So now let's see what that particular symbol means. Excuse me. Okay. I hope you all can see it. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one down on the left-hand side, it says it means dawn, breakthrough, an awakening, and embarking on an enterprise. I read another definition of that particular word, and it said it means the dawning of a new day. So remember, I showed you all in a previous video about the goddess Dali, the same ship, her ship brought down the key bridge. And that key bridge was named after the gentleman that wrote the Star Spangled Banner. It was symbolism of the fall of America, just as we've been shown the fall of America in various symbolism, with Wendy Williams falling as a Statue of Liberty, with you know, just they shown it to us in various symbols, and all the celebrities have been wearing these big, ugly phoenix brooches, which stands for rising from the ashes. All right, so now we see once again this cube, and we actually see that particular room in the middle. Okay, and let's read what it says. The resurrected Roman Empire, 9/11. What? 9/11 is built within the cube. Saturn worship, cube worship. When the Most High got on us throughout the Bible for worshiping the host of heaven, the sun, moon, and the stars, which are the planets, for worshiping, he said you will worship gods that you or your forefathers didn't know. Gods of wood and stone, the wooden cross, and the cobblestone. We had nothing to do with that. We were forced into it. Our ancestors were many of our ancestors were forced into it or death. Now, some of them did it by choice. But during slavery, when they came against us, you were forced to or death. Okay, and then we see, it says here, the 8 points of time and space. And we see this figure 8 again, this snake that is biting its own tail, making the figure 8 symbol, which is also this same symbol here. And this is called the Star of the Queen of Heaven. It says ISHTAR, but we know it stands for the Queen of Heaven. So this also represents her, but it also represents SATURN, SATAN. And think about this, guys. This makes me think about, once again, the going back to Acts 2, where King Nebuchadnezzar had the dream, needed someone to interpret it. Daniel told him, you saw this statue with a golden head, which represents you, the greatest kingdom on earth, Babylon. Then another great kingdom will rise after you. You saw silver torso and arms. That was the Medes and the Persians. Then you saw a bronze, um, you know, bronze abdomen area, which that was the kingdom of Alexander the Great, or Greece. Then you saw these iron legs, which was the Roman Empire, and then the iron feet mixed with miry clay. And so there was going to be a rebirth of the Roman Empire, but then they were going to start mixing the iron and the clay. And that's what we're seeing. They're mixing the technology with the humanity, putting the abomination of desolation in the Most High's temples, and then using a technology to cut out and to insert and alter people's very genetics. That the Most High said in Psalms 139, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows well. So now, once again, it's something about they and their religion, because this is a religion, and this is a ritual that the world is being pulled into. When the sun is lined up with earth, the sun and the moon is all in line, look what it's making. It's making this same, it's making that same symbol. So that's why at the same time, they're cranking up Cern, trying to open the portal to other dimensions and let in dark matter or whatever, allegedly. They're sacrificing 5 red heifers, shooting 3 rockets into space, and then you have this comet passing. This is all about a rebirth. And did you all know this? They're ready to rebirth the Roman Empire, but under this new order, which is their one world beast system, allegedly. So did you all know that in Abu Dhabi, they built a uni religious complex that has a Jewish mosque, a church, and a Jewish synagogue, a Islamic mosque, and a Christian church on the same grounds. So whichever one you want to go to or be a part of, you can just go to that building, but they're all together. And they said that, hey, we're all worshiping the same power anyway. So we're going to whichever one you want to be a part of. As long as you come here, you can choose which one you want to go to. It's an interfaith community. But notice that all these buildings are in the cube because they're all worshiping Saturn. And let's take a look. I'll link all this below. Fair use for entertainment, for educational purposes only. Document for human fraternity and world peace, living together.
Non-Muslim with respectful clothing can come enter the mosque and enjoy while being quiet and respectful to the visitor, and the same is for the synagogue and the church. All the doors are open. Yes.
So this is the mosque. And I'll just say, to me, that looks weird, like some snake eggs up top, or some type of like cocoon or something. I don't know how to describe it. Now this is a church. Now they're going into the synagogue. Hey, I'm gonna take it back 1 second. Hold up. Look at that cube. That's a cube, and then it's black on one side and white on one side for duality. All right, so look, I'm just, do not participate in their ritual. If anything, we need to be praying. We need to be praying, of course, praying the Most High's will. but praying that they are not successful, and pray that we're covered, pray that the Most High covers our family, protects, brings in those that are not, that are of the flock, that aren't yet saved or whatnot. Like, we need to be praying for protection for whatever they're trying to open up. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video. I pray that you all have a blessed day. I'm actually keeping the Passover today based on the calendar that I use. It's based off of Enoch 78 verse 15, and I'll link it below. But that particular verse, it discusses a calendar having like 29 days and 30 days. And I mean, based on that is Passover. And tomorrow will be unleavened bread, or this week. So you all be blessed, be covered, repent, and just, the Bible says the enemy has nothing. Christ said the enemy had no power over him because there was nothing in him in common with him. So basically, he was the Lord of none of my attributes, of nothing in me. So he had no power over me. He had no claim to me. And so that's definitely something that we need to be praying over ourselves. And you all have a blessed day. Until the next video. Shalom.